Okay, so this is a little bit differently than how we usually like record these movie reviews. We're doing this just off the top of our heads because we realized that we watched this movie last night. Matt is a little out of focus for the minute. We'll fix that here in a minute when we talk about it. But this is what we watched last night. Yeah.
Yep.
We watched Clerks 3.
It was absolutely Clerks 3.
Yeah. We can keep watching just a little bit, but I have to keep pausing because I do not want a copyright fucking hit for this fucking thing.
Will you get that for just the trailers?
Oh, yeah.
Even people do like trailer reactions and
stuff.
stuff.
Oh, my. Yeah, and that's why they pause it all the time.
Oh, I see.
Get over! That's how we did it in the 90s, son!
Lasted entirely too long.
Can't catch my breath, man.
Oh, yeah, the opening scene took like a million fucking years.
And it was literally just them playing hockey on the roof like the whole fucking time.
Yeah, I was extremely bored just waiting for the movie to start. Let's not get into the review yet.
Okay.
All right. Let's just get a little bit more until we get like a good thing to pause
Should I try mouth stuff? What is this, a Tinder date? Get off of me. Oh, shit. Mr. Dante!
I need an ambulance at the Quick Stop.
See, I was excited for this because the trailer portrays it in a much better light.
Yes,
like,
it does.
Like you watch the trailer and you're like, oh, okay, like they're not doing that. Like it's like the best acted parts of the movie are all in the trailer.
Yeah. Here. Oh, that's a callback to the first movie. Let's talk about that just in a second.
Oh,
hang on.
It's a callback, is it? Is that what you think it is?
What are you talking about? Sit around and watch the same.
You know what? We'll just pause it on that, okay?
Yeah, this is as far into it as we need to get.
Yeah. So I'm gonna pull back so we're both in focus, and then we're gonna talk about this. I'll just have to do a quick little edit for the whole purpose of this when we put it on the third channel. So, oh god.
I saw my first View Askew movie when I was probably 13 or 14. My parents were divorced, and anytime that my brother and I went to see my mom, one of the things that we did was we would always go to Blockbuster, and we would always just pick a movie off the shelf to watch. Yeah. And I can't remember if it was I think it was Dogma, because I remember seeing Matt Damon and Ben Affleck both on the front, and
right.
So we watched that, and then that was kind of my doorway into the View Askew universe. And then
your first View Askew universe was Dogma?
I think so.
Really?
Yeah, which is weird because that's a later movie. There were 3 other movies before that.
Mine was Clerks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I went and obviously watched them all in order and everything, and my favorite has always been Mallrats.
So I found Clerks because Mallrats had already come out. And the person that introduced me to Mallrats is like, before we watch this, like, we got to watch Clerks because it's great.
Sure.
So I watched them all in order, like, as they came out, except for Chasing Amy. I didn't watch that for like 8 years after it came out. I finally watched it again. But
I mean, if you don't know, especially at the time, if you didn't know that was one of the movies, like it's not Jay and Silent Bob are in it for like literally one scene. You wouldn't normally think. That it's necessarily, but it is. It's referencing all the same people.
It was a lot of it was that the people that I was hanging out with at the time, they really hated that movie. They just did not like Chasing Amy.
It wasn't anything like any of his other movies.
Right. And that like turned a lot of people off from it. So that was kind of the issue.
But yeah, I was a huge Kevin Smith fan for a long time.
Yeah, sure.
For a long time. I even watched Vulgar when it came out because I was like, it's Kevin Smith, and I gave it a shot, and I was like, wow, this is not what I signed up for. And I know that I can't remember if that was the one where like Jason Mewes was like a drug dealer who pulls a gun on somebody or something, or if that was another one of his movies.
Yeah,
but
I can't remember.
he's had some hits and misses. He had that Jersey Girl, which was okay.
Jersey Girl was okay. I still have not seen what is it? Red Notice? Red something. There's like there's a movie that apparently is really super good. That's nothing like the rest of his stuff. I read something.
Yeah.
I have it. I have a copy of it. I've just never gotten a chance to sit down and watch it.
So
I knew that there was something wrong with Kevin Smith though when I saw Tusk.
I didn't see that one.
You never saw Tusk.
No,
Is that a fact?
Yeah. Tell me about Tusk.
Nope. I'm gonna make you watch it.
That's fine. We'll watch it at some point. I watched what was it? Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. And that's where you could really start to feel that like the meta humor was starting to like not quite really like eat itself, but like it was getting back around to that point.
It was a funny movie, but yeah, it was a bit much.
And then basically after
I am
Jay-
surpassing the highest donation this month to demand Jeff take off his shirt, look into the camera, and scream vote you beta males. Behold the peak of masculinity.
You know what?
I am your god and I demand you go to the polls and vote. Ah.
I think you got to do it, Jeff. I think you got to do it right in the middle of our fucking review. How much was the donation?
$30. 30. I'm trying to review Clerks 3. God damn you, screw bucket.
Vote you fucking beta males.
Oh my god. Fuck. Fucking dickhead. Ugh. All right. Listen here, you goddamn beta males. I need you to go out there and vote. This is peak masculinity. I am your fucking election god. Vote, motherfuckers. I demand you go to the polls and vote. Ah! Fucking dick. God damn it.
Oh my god, that's fantastic. That's so great. It's getting hot in here. Guess I'm voting now.
Jerk.
That guy in the background is Cousin Matt.
All right. So
Anyway, back to yeah. So
thank you, Screw Bucket.
that was fantastic. That made my morning. So yeah, but Clerks, or I mean, yeah, when Clerks 2 came out, I saw that shit and I was like, that was the point where I had no faith in Kevin Smith anymore.
See, I disagree. I liked Clerks 2.
I know you did.
I thought it was interesting and
Your opinion is wrong and invalidated, but it's okay.
it was just enough, and it was still a real movie. And then we had Jay and Silent Bob reboot.
Fuck, which we also watched, and oh my god, you know what? Like I did not think it could get worse
than Jay and Silent Bob reboot. It's a very bad movie.
It is a terrible, awful fucking movie that is full of nepotism. He put his daughter that can't act as the fucking main character, and oh my god, she's bad.
It's pretty fucking terrible. It's depressing.
It is depressing.
The whole movie is extremely depressing.
Yeah.
It is. I can't even tell you exactly what the plot is because I just did not give a shit. I just was waiting for it to be over with, and I fucking hated it. Now, the one thing I will give Clerks 3, I was not waiting for it to be over. I was in the movie, even with all the problems of the movie. I actually think Clerks 3 is slightly less torturous than Jay and Silent Bob reboot, as I've been reflecting on it this morning.
Well, I guess we should kind of say, because like nobody, we haven't even given any opinion yet on Clerks 3, so I guess you kind of spoiled.
Shit.
It is fucking garbage.
It is really fucking crap.
Garbage.
There is not one. I think there was like one joke where I was like,
I chuckled one time in the movie out loud.
yeah,
And I don't even think it was for a. I think it was like not even for a joke. It was like something that I thought was funny that like shouldn't have been funny or something.
there was one. I remember specifically there was like one thing that did happen, and I was like, okay, yeah, all right,
Yeah, and that's it. But like it's a Kevin Smith movie. You shouldn't only laugh one time.
yes, I know. I agree.
So Yeah, somebody said something about how there was a reference to the first movie in the trailer there, Jeff.
That's literally all this thing
This
is.
movie is a rehash of the first movie,
Mm-hmm.
and Kevin Smith straight admits it at the very end on the credits. There's an audio track where he basically tells everybody, hey, I know everybody's seen Clerks in black and white, but I don't see it in black and white, so I wanted to make this movie so that you guys could see Clerks how I see Clerks.
Right. Which...
And they literally rehash and just show
yeah.
the fucking the first movie scene for scene for like half of this movie.
For like half the movie. Now, what isn't a spoiler, so we're not going to do spoilers yet in case anybody wants to watch this movie. It is pretty new. The basic plot is Randall has a heart attack. He decides he wants to do something with his life. And so he wants to make a movie about working in a convenience store. And basically they make Clerks 1. And that's what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
The problem with it is that, okay, the biggest problem that I have with this movie is not with the concept. The concept is fucking fine. It's not even necessarily with, like, the things that are happening. There are some things you can't change. Jason Mewes and Kevin Smith both look like garbage.
Yeah.
And it
well,
is
and
very striking.
So do the actors that play Randall and Dante.
Well, yeah, but they look like how they're supposed to look, just being old fucks.
That's true. Like, Jason Mewes has lost all of his teeth and gained new gigantic teeth that don't fit his face.
Yeah, he's got like the Boogie 2988 thing going on.
And Kevin Smith has like lost 3/4 of his body mass, and so he's literally just like a skinny fucking tower of loose skin.
And they're both terribly spray tan, and it is very awkward. But that would not necessarily have to mean that they wouldn't be funny as Jay and Silent Bob.
Mickey, to answer that would be a spoiler, so.
And it's not even to say like any of these things really could spoil or to change or ruin the movie. What ruins the movie is the filmmaking.
Oh, yeah, that's another thing. Is it's the cinematography is trash.
Well, it's not just so the cinematography is trash. It's all shot, reverse shot. Like even the first Clerks had some interesting shot composition.
Right. But it's literally just shot, reverse shot, like the whole fucking movie.
There's nothing there. There's literally nothing there except the most low effort of filmmaking.
Yeah, the scenes that aren't referencing or literally directly like just the scenes from the first movie.
Yeah.
The new scenes for this are pretty much all just shot, reverse shot.
It's boring. Then the pacing of it is really bizarre. The where they try and like land the jokes just don't fucking work. You could have like used like better editing and like even just a little bit of like soundtrack or something.
Well, and that was
actually
something
kind of enhance
Sure,
it.
sure. That was something that really surprised me about this movie because normally, historically, Scott Mosier has been the editor for View Askew movies, and I don't know if something's changed because I haven't paid a whole lot of attention to Kevin Smith's career lately.
Yeah.
But I did notice when this movie opened that Kevin Smith was the editor on this film and not Scott Mosier. However,
And I bet you that's the same for Reboot.
it probably is. But Scott Mosier has a very, very brief, like one scene cameo in this movie, playing like the character that he played in Clerks or whatever.
Okay.
So I thought it was weird because obviously they're still in contact, but for whatever reason, Kevin Smith decided to edit this movie. Maybe it's because maybe this was a completely personally financed movie. I don't know, man.
It might have been.
It feels like it was. Jesus.
Yeah, it's really, really hard to watch. And I guess like if you have such rose-colored glasses about and nostalgia for Clerks 1, and you want to see like Veronica, you want to see what Veronica looks like 35 years later.
Yeah, that was
something.
really weird. Yeah, they brought Veronica back, and honestly, she like the actress did a better job
than
this
most
time
of the
around.
others.
Well, not only that, but then I mean, also like her performance was way better than she was, because like that was one thing in the first movie that I always picked up on is it always seemed like she was like hesitating to remember what her lines were.
Oh yeah,
her line delivery was more like remembering lines than actual natural conversation.
Sure,
whereas she was a lot better this time. But that's just a personal nitpick.
Yeah. So like there's those problems. Rosario Dawson's character. This is a little bit of a minor spoiler.
See, somebody asked if she was still if Dante was still married to Rosario Dawson, and I said that was a spoiler. So.
Okay, so what we're gonna do is since we're recording this live, we will only do spoilers for the next 5 minutes. So if you need to set a timer, mute the stream. And in 30 seconds, we're going to start talking spoilers, okay?
And when we'll
done... only do it for 5 minutes.
It might be longer later, but we'll do like this when we're done with spoilers.
Leave our arms and so, you can unmute and
so,
shit.
yeah,
okay.
but...
So, 10 more seconds, and then we're gonna get into spoiler talk. It's gonna be really funny for people watching this in the future. They're like,
What?
why don't you guys just like record this off stream? Because
We were
busy.
already streaming.
We're very busy people. Okay, do you know who I am?
Do you know who we are? All right. So spoilers incoming. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
She's dead.
She's dead. She's in the movie as a ghost, as
Yeah.
like, well, not even a ghost, as like Randall like manifests, or not Randall, Dante like manifests her memory to talk to.
Yeah.
And it's very weird because like she's talking in a way that like if you were remembering your dead wife, probably wouldn't be joking about like her and her fucking a bunch of dudes in heaven and shit, you know? Like,
Yeah, going
I
ass.
fucked. I went ass to mouth with all the celebrities in heaven, and I fucked Malcolm XXX.
It was really weird.
It was very.
Rosario Dawson is still great as an actress,
as
but
an
it was
actress-
just very weird.
Yeah,
and
her
off-putting.
the character's delivery was very weird, but like her acting was probably better than almost anybody else in the movie.
Guaranteed, hands down. So like just to get through like the whole basic sum and total of it, the one thing that I liked about this movie was when it started getting very emotional between Dante and Randall, because Dante is dealing with his wife being dead and he never really moved on. He's trying to do something with his life and he's sick and tired of Randall abusing him. Randall, of course, is being a self-absorbed prick, and it's fucking awful. And when they clash and when that real big heated emotional exchange happened, I actually felt like I was watching a movie.
Sure, yeah, absolutely. That's the one scene in the movie that has any kind of gravity or gravitas at all. And I mean, we're in spoilers, so I'm just gonna throw it out there. Dante dies in the end of this movie.
Yeah, he does.
And honestly, like it was coming. You see him have a heart attack, and when that happened, I said, you know what? If Dante dies, I will actually have some respect for this movie. And had he died at the point that like he collapsed and there was no closure between him and Randall, that would have been me saying, you know what? That was a brave move on Kevin Smith's part.
Right.
But Kevin Smith does this fucking fairy tale thing, and he keeps Dante alive long enough that Randall is able to show him his movie, which is literally just Clerks.
Yeah,
just the first
he
Clerks.
re-edits it so it's no longer about Randall, it's about Dante, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
But they show the movie that they've been filming this whole movie as Clerks, where they're literally 30 years younger, and it's like, oh, you don't look like a fat piece of shit in the movie for some reason. But so Dante watches the whole movie and then he dies peacefully or whatever.
Yeah.
And like it was just bullshit, man. Like,
I mean, it was going to be very cliche and everything, and I'm fine with it.
yes, sorry, somebody on Twitch said, wasn't he supposed to die in the first movie? Yeah,
Yeah.
they reference that in this movie too.
Yeah, they reference that, and then basically this is like kind of coming like big full circle.
Yeah.
Which, like, again, I would have felt like it was just kind of very cliche and everything for this if the movie, because the movie is an hour and a half long, and it takes an hour and 10 minutes to get to the point where Dante has this conflict with Randall.
I think it's longer than that.
I mean, it was only like 15, 20 minutes
Before the end.
of a real movie at the end, you know?
Yeah.
And the rest of it, though, is just so badly shot and so badly edited.
And just self-referential bullshit, man. Like,
they
we
relied
get
on
it.
that rather than trying to make it a funny movie.
It was just, hey, look, we're referencing this moment that happened in Clerks, and we're referencing that moment, and look, Ben Affleck's back, and look, this person.
Do you
and look-
remember the Clit Commander?
Yeah, do you remember this? And do you remember, like, I am so fucking sick of that in pop culture right now.
Yeah,
Like, it's ran its course, man. Like, give us something original.
right. I
But-
agree. So it kind of drove the movie into the ground.
Yeah, and by the time, like I said, by the time that it got to the point where like it actually had anything to say as its own movie, I was just so fucking sick of everything else that was going on that I really didn't care.
It couldn't
that much.
redeem it.
Yeah.
That's fair.
It
All
had,
right.
yeah, one good scene. So, are we done with spoilers?
Off. Yeah, spoilers off. Okay, spoilers are off. Spoilers are off. Everybody can unmute now if they want to keep listening.
So-
Yeah. So it's just, I don't know. I'm disappointed with it, but then again, after reboot, I really wasn't expecting anything good.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, because of the trailer, I expected it to at least be better than Reboot.
The trailer is very deceptive. It looks like it's
Yes.
going to be fun.
The trailer makes it look like it's going to be at least a decent, enjoyable movie, and it's not.
No, it's really fucking bad. And hey, next year we get to look
God.
forward
Oh
to.
God, no. Okay, so those of you who said that Mallrats is the best, I agree with you, and I wish that he could just stop. But what's the next project coming down the pipeline, Jeff?
For Kevin Smith, it's going to be something called Twilight of the Mallrats.
Twilight of the Mallrats. So now we get to hear about jerking off on airplanes and how the back of a Volkswagen is uncomfortable.
Would you like a chocolate-covered pretzel?
Oh, man. Oh, man.
Fuck me, dude. Oh, my God.
I'd also like to come loud, preferably in a 69.
Mm-hmm. So anyway, that's our review of
Clerks 3.
Kevin Smith referenced the movie.
Yes.
Yeah, it was bad.
The human centipede Ouroboros.
Anyway, yep, that's it for the review.
All right,
Enjoy.
we're done with the review.
All right, now I gotta move my ass back.
Back to the stream.
Yeah, back to streaming. So everybody wants to see is my thick stream. What?
Your healthy thick stream. Yeah. Somebody asked if it was more egregious than the new Matrix. I would say yes.
Yes.
I you know what? I was able to I laughed my ass off at the new Matrix. Not because they wanted to, but because I thought it was hilarious when they thought it would be a good idea to start launching human bombs out the windows.
Oh my God, I forgot about that. Oh, the human body missiles.
That was the best part of the whole fucking